So I think this is a cool opportunity to talk to somebody who may address a concern or may answer a question that maybe in some way might become policy in the future of this country. So if you have any questions right now, yes, go ahead.
I have a son that will be turning 18 to vote in 2020, and he was conceived right before September 11th when I served. That is not over yet. If you were to be president, what kind of timeline can we see for this generation of voters to not be concerned if they have to enlist to perpetuate this war that has not ended?
Thank you for serving.
Thank everybody for their tax money.
Well, thank you for the sacrifice and your families. I would ask the Congress to do something that should have been done a long time ago, which is to update the authorizations for use of military force. So we're still operating under 2001 and 2003 authorities for Afghanistan and Iraq. And so I would ask them to define the 3 T's, the time, terrain, and troop commitment there. I think we should really lean in economically to stabilize Afghanistan, but significantly reduce our troop presence both there and Iraq, and absolutely not even entertain the idea of going to war in Iran, where I think this president and his advisors would like us to go.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Your thoughts on considering Medicare for All. Do you have any thoughts about how to reduce Medicare fraud?
Yeah. Good. The question was about Medicare fraud. Fortunately, I see this in my neck of the woods. Part of my district is Silicon Valley.
Yes.
The innovation that's out there right now, especially in artificial intelligence, investing in those technologies to look at billing practices across the country, it can tell you a lot about where there are inconsistencies compared to the rest of the country, and I think you can go after that if there's overbilling or fraud. I think again that takes a next generation leader to challenge the country to go that way, and that's part of what my candidacy is rooted in.
It's interesting that you've said that a few times. Do you intend to make your age part of your appeal that you're running? I think you joined Congress at what, 32?
31. Yeah.
31, yeah. And so you would be one of the youngest presidents ever. Is that part of what you think needs to change?
Well, because generationally, I'm going to be we're a part of the first generation that's going to really feel the effects of doing nothing to address climate.
Right.
We're the generation paying the most in student loan debts. We're the generation that now sends our kids, and you may one day too, to school, and they worry. Not to put them on the spot here.
Sesame Street, but carry on.
You worry about whether your kids are going to come home. So they're generational issues. And I just happen to think our nominee has to have fresher ideas when they stand on that stage than Donald Trump.
Oh, interesting. We've got time for one last question. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you for teaching. If you go into teaching and you took on debt to do it, I don't think any teacher in America should have student loan debt, and too many teachers do today. But also, I see school construction as a federal infrastructure priority. We've never done it that way. School construction is always built locally, so the wealthiest kids get the best schools. Everyone else gets overhead projectors and 20th century schools. By doing that, I would connect that school construction money only to districts that are going to increase the pay for the teachers, particularly so they can live and work in the same community. Thank you again for teaching.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Swalwell.